Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we just got the password for the computer and have been accessing it, and then Soona came in, the programmer. A staged woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. Yes, you're breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We are here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now, please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. Hey, are you the lead programmer of Viral Untethered by any chance?
Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized, rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Does not look like a big loss to her. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing
I
here?
am Soona Luukanen Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how can I help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager. Have you seen the crab man? No. But you know he's around. Yes. He has seen you. And? And the crabman has seen you. I don't care about crabman. Have you seen anyone suspicious, say a woman named Ruby? What? No one suspicious around here? She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true. Why are there so many machines in this place? I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything. Why do you need an antenna? I use the AR1 as my RAM Perfect processing unit. RAM Perfect. That's your radio computer, right? And that antenna is its processing unit? Yes. You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you? No, I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything. Then you certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air, so in order to gain more processing power you need to invest in a good antenna. What's on air? On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulandic region. It's all around us, that's what on air means. Like love. And the AR1, is it a good antenna? I guess so. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable, but it's not the cheapest one of the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are milieus dedicated to that sort of thing. She likes telling you this. It calmed her nerves. What are you doing with your radio computer? I am working. The machine seems almost alien with its pulsating core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow. Working on what? Could you just for a moment or get to the point? I really need to focus on something. It's not just rudeness. It's really hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do, and you're not helping. What about those bowls of water over there? They are connected to my RAM Prefect. Whatever you do, please do not move them. Okay, thanks. Short and terse, there you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers. Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. Great. What are you doing in an abandoned church? You really like those questions, don't you? I'm a police officer, it's my job to ask questions. I am conducting a scientific research here, you can throw me out. What research? I am looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world. Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. Lieutenant raises his brows, but he doesn't say anything. Is this hole connected to the data loss in your journal? Yes, that's... other way around. Yes, that's what led me here, but I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. A hole in the world, what does it mean exactly? Exactly, what does it mean? There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls. Up to now, it's been impossible to say what it is, because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist? She suddenly is absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. Easy, you measure it by the world around it. You measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists. Exactly, very true, that's what I've been aiming for, that's why I have those basins. I have tried using hydrotransducers to record the silence to find out where it begins, but honestly it's not progressing very well. She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like it's some ancient ritual. But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms, ghosts in everyday parlance? Does it have anything to do with ghosts? Ghosts? I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts. What about other supernatural entities? I don't believe in them either. What not many know is necroplasma exists. Great, what are we talking about and why? Do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark. Why there? There's a place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I have named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record. A pillar of silence. Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. No, he isn't responsible, he is here for the same thing. You said that the research isn't going well, why not? Because it's just try and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. I don't have a, you know what, it would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now. How do you feel about Nordic dance music? What? I hate it. I bet she hasn't even heard it. Have you ever even listened to it? Like actually listened? Yeah, like all the time, my tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music. Right, but how do you feel about a club for Nordic dance music? This is about those beat freaks in the tents, is it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here. What do they want to build then? Take a guess. I'm still convinced that they want to establish a youth center would be nice. I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks. Good luck, I'm not coming in there. I already know about their drug ventures.
Yes, what is it?
Okay, but I have to talk to them again. Okay. Can't it be snowing instead? Don't like the rain. I need snow for the one thing. Andre.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church, I checked it out. And what happened? I talked to the crabman. And who is he? What do you think? Seemed okay, to be honest, very spiritual. Really? What's he doing in the church? Just preaching and praying from the looks of it. No matter, if he's... Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, no, it's right. Let's go back to the point. What are we going to do about him? These guys will never catch him. You'll never catch him. There's nothing to do. Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time? Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else. I guess it's not a massive problem now that I think of it. Everyone's welcome to dance till the morning's light, yeah! Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but about the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes, did you see her? I was using the mainframe when Soona, the former lead programmer's Fortress accident, appeared. A programmer, that's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She did not like the Anodic dance club idea. What a pity. That's my favorite thing in the world, and she doesn't like it at all. A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance! She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished, and you can't just evict her? No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. Look at you, Honor Man. No, he's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines and the darks coexist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He'll understand. Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like the Nordic dance music? She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. I cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it. No worries, we'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muzzle her out, right? If it's all okay with you. What do you think? I've refused to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. He smiles wide like a replica of his friend with the large head. Excellent. Good luck, my friend. Did I really have to go back to them to then go back and try to convince her instead of convincing her right away? Because that's what I wanted to do anyway. I'm not evicting her. Hand it snow, please, for the other thing.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre, he wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work. Hold on, you don't want to make anything work? Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. It's not the Anodic dance music that's made her bitter, it's the failure of Fortress accent. Are you bitter because your radio game project failed? Yeah, that's right. If we couldn't get our welcomes to happen, I don't want anything to happen, ever again. There's not a trace of irony in her voice, she means it.
Yes, what is it?
Convince her to cooperate with the Ravers. We get +1 for research not going well, for +1 for discovered Fortress accident, and +1 for discussing Fortress accident with the dice maker. Let's go. Easy, when her research is done she can move out. Listen about your research, you mentioned earlier that it's not going very well, maybe I can help you with something. What? No, I don't really need any help with the project, but if I could help you finish the project then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore, just think about it. She thinks about it, a glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair. Alright, bring me to the game's offsite copy for my old workspace if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory. I'm able to go and fetch it myself. What's an offsite copy and why do you need it? It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory just like the one inside this computer. She's making it extra simple for you. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm going to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament. Hold on, if it's called an offsite copy, then why is it still on site? If it's called an offsite copy, then why is it still on site? Oh god, not this again. It's not on site, it's in the basement, perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all. Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on site. And no, taking it inside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear? This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times. But your old workspace, by old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the Doom commercial area? Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookstore. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. I've already been inside. Good, then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building cellar. The filament is inside the fridge, just go and get it. Where exactly? In the giant ice bear fridge. But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying it has been moved to a safer place. Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament? It said it has been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Salislav. Savisha, of course. Our project leader, Salislav Savisha. Good. He was always so hellbent on keeping the copy somewhere safe and feature creep and the value of the heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. The data loss was anomalous. And the heads, I won't even go into the heads, millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks. I found the ice cream maker, but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen. This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. There's a solution, but she doesn't want you to hand it over to you yet. There's a thing, something she holds dear. Why can't you go and get the filament yourself? The bookstore lady hates me, says I'm part of the curse. Wait, are you part of the curse? Of course not. Anyway, I don't have my keys anymore and she won't let me in. Why does she think you're part of the curse? Because she's from Martinez and people from Martinez have never even seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil. What it does emit elemental evil. It doesn't emit, it receives. You sound just like her. She started praying when she first saw my RAM, turned to higher powers. The lieutenant coughs like he's amused. Once I came in one morning only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets wards. It looks like some feminine magic. I'll look for the offsite copy. Thanks. She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry-bar. The Quasant KR+2 multi-tool. And here's my Quasant multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some eyes. It opens everything. If you get me off the offsite copy, then you can keep the Quasant. Hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Quasant. About the offsite copy. Okay, leave. And we got a new tool, the Quasant KR+2 multi-tool. A Prybar +2, if you will, built by Quasant and Vasa. The number of gadgets hidden within the frame of the yellow and grey multi-tool will stagger any technician. Okay. That's a bullshit-looking multi-tool. But okay, let's go back to the doomed industry, doomed commercial area. That's quite a lot of running away. Still not snowing. I really would like a fast travel. A faint smell of soldering, melted insulation, nylon and ozone. That radio tower, I assume. The low rumble of bus beat, your heart repeats it. Bus beat? Does it come from you?
Still cool here.
No. Does the bus beat come from inside here? We need the bass for the music to make it better. Doesn't sound like bass.
Hello, hello.
Where do I get bass from? Huh. Okay, let's go to the doomed industrial area. Okay, we have that thing. I think it's turned off. I have the other thing equipped. What was it? Physical instrument. Okay. We have to up our physical instrument. Okay. Clothes. That's my physical instrument. I have more of them, definitely. I must have more than one physical instrument thing. That's minus. That's pain threshold. That's also pain threshold. That's empathy. Okay. Wow. -2 from thoughts? Oh my god, is it this thought? Oh no. I'm doing the antithesis of this. Wow. 17%. Oh, that's a 1 in a 6 chance. So we have 5, we need 15, so we need to roll a 10 or higher. Okay. Let's do it. Ooh, ice squeaks beneath your quasar multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool, the lid shut as tightly as before, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get stronger. Okay, then let's bulk up and get stronger. 1 point into physical instrument. That should unlock it again. I think that's what it says here, yeah. Hey. That's a better chance. We have now 6, we need 15, so 9 or better. Wow, this is getting ridiculous. I'm getting all the successes. Wow. Ice groans and holes under the strain of your giant quasar multitool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with words offsides copy written on its side. What? No ice cream? A scoop of ice cream would have been nice, yes? Take the filament copy. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it. We should take it back to Miss Lucanen Kehle as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures. Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs. Yes, I'm very interested. The cube-like crisscross of the filament feels oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structures still cold to the touch. Silver tape on the side reads offside copy note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. And I'm going there. Okay, I can't go inside again. Okay, but I want to talk to the dice maker again because we had the shivers thing we have unlocked again. That's very dark. This is where we needed the flashlight for. Do we want to do this first or the other? Let's talk to the dice maker first. Was shivers, yeah? Okay, legendary shivers thing, but we have shivers stuff. Shivers stuff. This one, for example. Wow, what's going on with my... Now the mouse is working again. I have no idea what's happening to that. Oh, that's also shivers? Wow. Didn't think about that. Do we have more shivers stuff? I have to do a 20 shivers check in the other place, so this is like a first glance at how hard it will be to get that. To get 6 more points. Which seems a bit like bullshit. 6 more points. Okay, this is an even chance. So 6 more points will be completely impossible. Why hasn't her business failed? We got already +2 on the other one though. Why hasn't her business failed? A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and materials on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed. Didn't we already talk about that? It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the commercial area. What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Gislain 10. No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up, yet it has a different address in the heart of the city. No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building. This doesn't make any sense. She looks around in the makeshift nest that she carved out for herself, bewildered. Are you saying my big business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? It has a different address in the heart of the city. And what does it mean that I'm safe from failure? Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil fortness. Actually, it's only a workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend your person. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face. What? Do you know what this is? She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm, a mini sword? It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Data Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it to the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. Why are you telling me this? It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just a word that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me? What, that it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Don't call it a dump, you've made it nice and cozy here. Yeah, or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place, nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there's something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears, some alternative ending, or an entirely different word. She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer. I'd like to order a die from you. Your most extraordinary die. Henry and can get ready in 8 hours. Order the dice set, which are made of stars that fell from the filaments. Okay. The precarious word. All red checks fail. Oh god. Seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts, victory in business ventures and creative undertakings, victory in life and over other people, political victory, ideological victory, hell, even sexual victory. Definitely not a lot of object-based victories too, having things and not losing them. One problem though, not a lot of victors inside, everyone's mostly losing. Why is that, and how do you not lose? Let's see if I can find any gig posters. I haven't even seen any of those. I don't think it's worth it to have this. Let's forget it. And do this. All red checks will fail now. So we have to hope that we survive for 4 hours. Without having to do a red check. But now we're doing this here. Press play on the production schedule. Let's try the password for the production schedule. After life death. Good, I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print. Really? She just used the same password? Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all. Print. With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface. Read it. It's a project report written by the lead producer Andrew Andy Scott about Vera Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress X, and the first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems like production schedules. I want to know about the money. Its short time of existence, Fortress X and SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing borrowed in 150,000 real, but then came the delays. Eventually the damage reached 400,000 real with only half of the game finished. Where did they get all the money? Let's say it just was a real venture for the Egonian investor. Read about workforce. Who worked here, how long? 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed the habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accent have so many concept artists? Why do they need so many artists? It doesn't need so many artists. It didn't need so many? No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of them whom routinely skipped work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. Production schedule. Depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy because of the concept artists? No, not the concept artists, wasn't even the writers with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in a bank account. They thought they would bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. I could have bridged the gap. No, you couldn't have. What do you mean I totally could have? Definitely not. Not a chance. Even then, success remained... Oh, failure. Wow, that's... Even then, success remained with an ever-narrowing margin of possibility then that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads. The what? At the 11th hour, the LA designer, James-born Sulislav Savica, decided that what Vura and Thetite needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. This is some insane shit. Who were these people? The world had never seen their kind before and might never again. How many heads were there? So many. At last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined. And you had to record for everyone. That's so expensive. How many combinations could you make out of that? Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation there, but it may take a while. Yeah, how bad could it be? Thank you. Wow. Yeah, that's a number. I don't believe you. Lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest. I assume the number has an end. What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop? Just let the numbers wash over you. Ah, there it is. Zeros. And that's it. Okay, so what... that's what did them in. Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss. The what now? On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness before the Gonjian investor pulled the plug. What is clear that one day an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East River Colian lintel front, just as the Viral Untethered project was being computed that day. And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in air? When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. What, they lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it? Always read the terms of service, and let's face it, they didn't have any money left for legal action. Wasn't there a copy of the game, a backup? Mysteriously enough, it seems that the offsite copy happened to be on site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the oversight copy and well keep it offsite. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached. As Lukadin Kiel, the lead programmer, said, the offsite copy was on site because there was no offsite anymore, not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator. It was perfectly safe there, the temperature conditions were optimal. Not very convincing. Her former colleagues would agree with you. Is there anything else from that lead programmer? Production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later. Read that notes. 4 months later, by an unknown author, I'm the only one left and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone on a 2 slipstream switch to making cheese, and the hairdressers just left cursing Martinez. They are right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place, Martinez, all of it. Still haven't gotten an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with actually existing location. I've compared the coordinates to a map of Ravishore West. Turns out it is 800 meters from here. The address is Sam Brune, 1147. I'm going to look this thing in the eye. That's the church. Tear off the printout and throw it away. Tears on the cube are still smoldering, casting its framework in a soft glow. Virus and playing print keys shine on the keyboard. Remove the production schedules. Insert the offsite copy. Like a smooth door, the filament slides into place on the keyboard. The play key starts blinking. The speaker comes to life. The old lady greets again. I have a password. It's afterlife death. No, that's not it. Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif you saw on the stained glass window. After death, life again. Good, I've unlocked the offside copy. Please press print. Ka-ching! Print. Sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this. Read the printout. The paper is soaked with ink. It's monochrome darkness spanning from the margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information. What happened? It's just covered in ink. Odd. Something obviously broken here. Great. I have a 97% check. But I'll be failing. Can I just stop that thought? I think I've stopped that thought. Okay. And internalize it again. Okay, that's easy. Oh, good to know. A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper, marked by the devil itself. This must be the information Soona is looking for. She knows how to make sense of it. Tear off the printout. Remove the offside copy. And leave. Okay, we're done with this here. Anything else we have to do before going back across the canal? There's still one door in the apartment that I haven't opened. That's the only lead I can think of we haven't finished yet. Oh, we don't need the light here. So we can take back this. Yeah, the only thing that I didn't complete is the apartment building. There's one door that we haven't opened. So let's go there. Hey. Something beautiful is going to happen. No parking would have been better, but whatever. Here was a green orb. We hear the sound of running water. Someone's washing dishes. The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache, your breath grows heavier. More bullet holes, half a century at least, from the revolution. This looks like the one we saw before. Bullet holes generally look the same, so probably, but you are right. More old bullet holes from the revolution. Man, how many people got shot during that revolution? Plenty. The streets ran red with blood, dust spurred above the ruins. The pressure changed from artillery fire ripped people apart on the top floors of the building above you. Okay. Another bad wall. The door is closed again, nothing to do here anymore. Okay, I can't go inside. Wow. I thought I could visit Gary and Morel. Didn't the game tell me there's still time to discuss Phasmids with Morel later? So I've been inside there and inside there, not inside here. Okay, we already did that. Can you tell me something about apartment number 10?
Give me a moment.
Tell me about the man who lives at the end of the hallway, Uno the Ruiter. I don't want to talk about the Ruiters. Why not? Addicts, all of them, and sometimes I hear them screaming. They don't like me cleaning behind their door, think I'm listening in on their fights. It was dirtier there. After the janitors closed it, she avoids the end of the hallway. We saw unpaid utility bills. Aren't they going to be evicted? No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kid they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people who lives behind the padlock door. Or that one's a scientist, a future scholar. Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming. I think he studies astrology in the community college. Education's good, I always tell them to study. Astrology? Something to do with all those stars around this door? He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. You mean the star and antlers? I think that's a symbol of communism. The symbol of what now? That's also true. Communism, you know, like in the World Revolution. Never heard of it. What? Who lives in apartment 10? No one lives there, it's been empty for months, but I talked to someone through the door. Impossible, I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those counterculture people again, breaking into our house like it's public space. The police might be good to take a look. Sure, I go and see what I can find. Great, young people, they're worse than rats, you know? Always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans. And now I got this. Investigate apartment number 10. Now I can open it. Yay! I think I need the briber, but let's look at it. This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here? Excuse me? Of course not. There's no speed talking your way in there. Be official. Then open the door so I can verify your identity. Oh, come on. Well, that was easy. It was smart. No need to break open the door. There's a person in here. And also shoes. 2 indirect modes of text with ultra-liberal shoes. Okay. A blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be ridiculous, you can hear it swarming with bugs. Could it be the Fazbit? No, probably not. And we get Hypnogamma. Okay, let's talk to this person in the next episode. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.